Hey guys, in this video, I'll show you on how you can create internal notification for every form submission. Internal notification means that those are the notification that you will receive when someone filled out a form. It could be either a form on your like from your website inside Tacmatics or either like a website embedded on your other web host. It could be in Wix, it could be in WordPress and the such. So yeah. So just a preview, this is how you can create a form. I won't create a form from scratch, but you can definitely just create a form from scratch by clicking on create new form. But I'll just use the lead magnet one as my form. So I'll click on lead magnet one, and in here you will see all the standard forms and such, right? So when I click on the specific field, it's showing that it is required, so they need to fill it in before they can submit a form. And then, last and not the least, the submit form. So the submit form, the submit button is basically this button. I just customize it so it will appear nicer. You can customize a button by clicking on that element. And on the right hand side, you can change the background color into whatever color you want. So yeah. So for example, this is the form that I wanted. What I need to do next is, yes, I think that would be the fields that I want. But if you can see all the standard fields that you want in here, for example, you want to gather more information, you can just click on custom fields, add custom field, and add your necessary custom fields that you want to be added to your form. So if you can find a custom field somewhere in here, because it would probably show you different fields in here that's already in your account, you can scroll down until like the very end and you will see this button. Yep. So for example, this is basically the form I wanted. What I need to do next is go to options. And in here, you always make sure that you enable sticky contact, because if you won't enable like sticky contact, the system will create a new contact for every form submission. So, for example, this specific person is already on your contact list. It will create a duplicate. So make sure to enable sticky contact. And after that one, what I usually do is on submit. Let me just copy this one. On submit, you can either have an option to like redirect a person after they click on submit into a thank you page. It could be your website, it could be just a generic thank you page, it could be a video, it could be a Facebook page or whatever. But for me, I don't have any thank you page ready yet, so I'll just do message so you will see how it looks like. Click on that one and then save. After that one, after you save the form, click on integrate form to be able to get the link. So you can either click on copy form link to preview it. So let me just that's basically what basically the form, but let's just do it this way. So yeah. So that's how you can preview the form, or you can just click on this icon. So yeah, that's an option to like preview the form. And if you are hosting your website, if you want to put this form into like another web host or somewhere else, you can just click on copy embed code, and you can just embed this form into your web provider. So yeah, so that's an option for you. But yeah, so that's it. So let's try, for example, this is the lead magnet, or this is the form that I want to like gather information from my website. And I want to get notified for every form submission. So I will see that this specific person filled out this specific form and want to get some details on the specific product, or maybe just want to contact me and stuff like that. So what you need to do after you completed the form is go to automated workflows and create a workflow. So you can either create from scratch, but we actually have the template for that one already. It's on 1.0 lead sources. If you don't have it on your account, please contact us at support@tacmatics.com so we can load it into your account. So basically, what we used earlier is the lead magnet one, right? So we will play with this one. So you can either just duplicate this workflow if you want to use it again, or you can just create from workflow from scratch if you're keen with creating workflow. But let's just use for this one to save time. When I click on this workflow, this is how our workflow laid out. We have the main trigger here on top, and we have all the actions in here. And when you click on settings, you will see all the specific default settings that you can set. You can either like send a specific you can either fire off the workflow into like a specific time if you want to send out like sequences, during office hours, stuff like that. Like you see this, and or you can just like do anytime if you don't have any specific time slot. And in here, you have the option to allow multiple, which can like which allow people to like receive all the sequences or be able to be added to this workflow anytime that they opt in. But you can, let me just enable this one. You can turn it off if you don't want to do like multiple people coming in a specific workflow. But yeah, let me just click allow multiple, and then stop on responses will be basically on nurture if you want to like stop a specific workflow when someone replied to any of your flow. Yep. And yeah, so that would be it on the settings. Here in the history, you will see all of the contact that's currently on this workflow and previously on this workflow listed as a contact in here. And you will see their status, when they opt in, and where they're going to when they're going to opt out. Yep. So actions. So here into the settings, let me just I mean to the main workflow, let me just explain the basic triggers. So here on top, you will see the trigger is form submitted. If it's not showing your end, you can easily just click on add new workflow trigger, and you can definitely like add different triggers in here. But since we're talking specifically with form submission, let's click on form submitted. And in here, just click on add filters, and under filter, click on form is, and then under form is, click on the specific form that you want to be added in this workflow. So for us, since we played with the lead magnet one earlier, which is basically this form, I'll click on lead magnet one to enable it, and then click save. You already have it. So this is basically it. But you can definitely like add different trigger if you want to have like multiple forms to trigger this workflow. But yeah, so this one is all set. This trigger is basically will trigger when someone submitted a lead magnet one form. So yeah. So the actions in here are basically tag added. So when someone submitted the lead magnet form, they will be automatically tagged as lead magnet. And aside from that, the next action would be on the customer journey. So when someone submitted a form, I want them to be added on this client pipeline for my customer journey, and I want to add them as a new lead. And in here, you can definitely like add in an opportunity source just to keep track on which specific contact is coming from. In case if you want to track those opt-ins. Yep. So on lead value, for example, the specific opt-in will be for the seminar worth $50. You can just put in a number in here and it will replicate to your dashboard. Yep. So that would be it. I don't want to do any changes in here. And the final step would be the internal notification. So this will send act as your notification that you will going to receive when someone submitted this form. So this notification is set as email, and you will see from name, from email, but make sure the from name make sure that it's actually coming from you. You can do it as a custom values by doing clicking on account and then email. It basically means that this specific email is coming from the email of the location. So basically location is your company that you have inside Techmatics. So that's an option for you. Let's just do it like this. But you can definitely just put in, like, for example, support techmatics.com, and the from name, it could be like, any sender name that you want. To the user type, I want to put it on all user, but you can definitely like put on custom email in here if you want it to be custom. But you can also do particular user. So let's just do particular user for now, and I will send it to Giselle when I submitted the form. This email is currently on template, but you can definitely start from scratch. Let me just save this trigger, and I'll create a like internal notification from scratch. So to add an internal notification action to your workflow, click on this icon. And in here, look for internal notifications. So basically this one. So for the internal notification, you have three options to receive notification. So it could be via email, it could be via notification, or via SMS. So via email would just basically, you will basically receive an email coming from your account that someone submitted a form. Notification will be the notification you will receive on your phone. So please install Techmatics on your Google Play Store, or it could be on your Apple Store. it's just Tacmatics. You can just like tap in Tacmatics and it will show. Install the software, install the app, log in using your login inside Tacmatics, and all of the notification will come through your phone for every form submission. You can either put in a title. Let me just fill it in. So let's do three notification. So the first one would be email. Let me just delete this email so we can start from scratch. Click on plus. I'll do send internal notification. Let's do email and let me just fill it in. Maybe let's just do Nathalie, and then from email would be nat@techmatics.com. And then to user type, I want to notify Giselle that someone submitted a um like lead magnet form. And the subject would be a lead magnet form submitted. And then I could either put on any message here if you want Giselle to reach out to this client or such like that. So I'll say, please reach out to this client, and then I'll put in name in here, put semicolon, and what I'll do is go to custom values, go to contacts, and put in full name. So basically, this custom values will automatically replicate into whatever's whatever the contact's name is. So this is basically like the customer name. So once Giselle will receive a notification, she will see which contact submitted the form. So the contact's name will show up into the email body. So let's do it that way, and the email would be email and then contact email. So that's basically how I do it when I'm like creating internal notification, and in the body I will include the details of someone who submitted the form. So you can do it that way. If you have different like custom fields that you've added, like those fields outside standard fields, what you can do is put in the title in here. Let's have, for example, contact custom fields, and if you want to include the response, if they for example, let's just see if I can find anything here. What's your expertise in here? And I'll type in what's your expertise. So it will laid out as this. This will be the question, and this would be the customer's response. You will receive it this way into your email. But we don't have it as our field, so I'll just delete that one and I'll save action. So this is the internal notification for email. If you want to create different internal notification, you can do that. But for now, let's just do internal notification. One will be for the email, one will be for the for the phone. So I'll add the second one, which basically notification, and then um, lead magnet form submitted by you can actually do it this way, contact and for full name, and you will see this is basically the customer's name who submitted the form. So you can lay that you can actually set it up that way, include also with the email, but let's just do it this format with the notification. And then let's just do name, full name, email, the email. Yep. And then that's it. So in here, you can either redirect them to the specific contact record, could be the conversation, and it could be an opportunity. But for me, I want to redirect Giselle to the contact page. So when Giselle see the notification from her Tacmatics app, when she click on that notification, she will be redirected to the client's contact record. So that's how you do it. To user type, I'll just do particular user and I'll choose Giselle and save action. So that's it. So that's basically how you can set up internal notification for every form submission. It basically like creating workflow when someone submitted a form. Click save and let's do a test. So this is basically the form that we created earlier, right? So let's do a test. I'll try to submit the form and let's see if Giselle will receive a notification. So let's type in Nat and let's do support.techmatics.com and submit. And then as you can see, this is the message that we set up into like the options. So let's just I'll just go back here. Settings, form, form here, form builder, lead magnet one, and here. So basically, that's the unsubmit message we created. So thank you for filling out the form. That's basically here. So it's very important to set up the unsubmit message or unsubmit link, just to ensure that uh, your student will have a smooth, like, submission when they fill out the form. So yeah, so that would be it with the test. So let's just go to, let me just stop the share. So to check if that specific person actually went through that specific workflow that we created, you can just go to that workflow, and then as you can see, earlier it was zero since it didn't have any activity, but for now it says it has one enrolled individual in here, and that should be me since I did the test. So when I click on the one, you will be redirected to the status. So here on actions, you will see all the triggers and the actions. I'm currently in here. So that number redirected me in here. So as you can see, I opt in on January 13th. The next step would be internal notification, and the workflow status is finished. It would be on a different status if you have any wait step, but since this is plain like opt in, I have this, so it means I already went into the specific workflow. And basically this is what Giselle received when I submitted the forms. As you can see, this is the internal notification that we set. So it says lead magnet form submitted, please reach out to the client. It says name and my name that I that I used to fill in, and then my email. So that's it. So that's how you set up internal notification for form submission. So let me know if you have